In February 2024, Pakistan voted in highly controversial and rigged election. Despite all state maneuvering and rigging, PTI was able to grab majority votes, but the same night of 8th February 2024, the results were drastically changed in the favor of the losing side. On the surface, the vote appeared to confirm the military-backed government's hold on power, but a report from the Commonwealth of Nations tells a very different story, one of suppression, alleged fraud, and violations of fundamental political rights. This report was never released publicly until now. The Commonwealth Secretariat sent a 13-member Election Observer Group, led by former Nigerian President Goodluck Jonathan, to monitor these elections. The EOG's initial public statement was mostly positive, but behind the scenes, their full official report was highly critical. It accused the government of violating rights to association, assembly, and expression. The report was shared informally with the Pakistani government, and according to sources, Pakistan asked that it be suppressed. Patricia Scotland, then Secretary General of the Commonwealth, complied. The document was never posted on the Commonwealth's website. This marked the first time in its 70-year history that a Commonwealth Observer report for a country was not published. The full report was instead leaked to Dropsite News by someone frustrated with the delay. Dropsite published it in full. The report states that Pakistan's government and military placed severe pre-election restrictions on Imran Khan's party PTI. The party itself was banned, its election symbol could not be used, and many candidates ran as independents. On election day, there were disruptions. Internet and cellular services were shut down, reducing transparency. Polling station results sometimes did not match tabulated totals at higher levels. The way winners were declared could have been affected. Some candidates may have been unlawfully returned, i.e., declared winners without fair or accurate counts. The report notes arrests, detentions, raids on PTI offices and members' homes, and even disappearance and harassment of PTI supporters. These actions limited PTI's ability to campaign fairly. Despite suppression attempts, PTI generated huge turnout from the public, but early results that showed PTI leading were later reversed, with pro-military candidates declared winners. The reversal corresponded with when early vote counts were interrupted. The report also highlights increased participation by women and youth, even under these constraints. But votes were not always counted properly. The EU sent its own election expert mission. That report too has not been published. Citizens' efforts to access it under Freedom of Information laws have been resisted, with the EU arguing that publishing it could harm international relations, especially with Pakistan. Experts believe that part of the reason for suppression by both Commonwealth and EU institutions relates to geopolitical dynamics, especially Pakistan's positioning during the Ukraine war and pressures from Western countries. Imran Khan's stance on Ukraine had made him unpopular with many Western governments, which may have influenced how freely these reports were circulated. The EOG emphasizes that for future elections, there must be a clearer demarcation between military and civilian authority in accordance with Pakistan's constitution and international norms. Political parties must be allowed to participate freely with access to media, assembly, and expression. Institutions, including judiciary and security apparatus, must not systematically disadvantage any party. This suppressed Commonwealth report paints a picture of elections that bore the outward form of democracy, but where many essential guarantees were compromised. It raises serious questions about whether the will of the people was allowed to prevail, and whether international institutions honored their role. The silence around this report may now speak louder than its contents. Someone needs to answer for what has happened.